The most essential ingredient to get started using GarageBand is some type of input device. The cheapest type of input device probably is something like this single channel ceramic mixer. It's got a headphone jack, it's got a single channel in which you can plug in a microphone or an instrument, and it's got a volume control for that channel. It provides 48 volts for the microphone if necessary, and it's powered by a battery. It comes out into a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. If you use this, then you have to get an adapter like this, which will take that headphone jack into a lightning adapter, which will plug into your cell phone. A better source for a lot of people would be a mixer, a USB mixer. Almost any USB mixer will work except for one that is powered by the USB bus. It might be possible to use one of those if you have a powered hub that would provide power, but the iPhone is not going to provide power for a USB mixer. But it will connect to a USB mixer. So you take and you hook your USB mixer up using a USB cable, like that, and you get an adapter, something like this perhaps, which will allow you to plug into the lightning adapter and plug it into your USB port. In order to get started, you hook up your instrument or your microphone to your input device, turn it on, set some level so that you can hear it, and then hook up to the cell phone, the iPhone, using the appropriate adapter. Plug in your headphones. And then open GarageBand. Hit Create Song. Select Microphone. And your recording screen will come up. This is where you want to set your levels, and it's also where you will probably want to turn on monitoring right there so that you can hear what you're playing. I like to turn my compressor off. There we go. And turn the vocal hall down. I don't want any of that stuff while I'm recording. I can add it later if I want it. A very important step. Next thing you want to do is you want to hit this little plus button over here. There we go. And where it says Section A, 8 bars, you've got to change that. So what you want to do is you turn on automatic and then say done. If you don't do that, your recording is only going to be 8 bars long. Now, you probably want to go to track view. There's your lonely track sitting there. And rename that thing. Now I have created a track that I've named Count In. I've hooked up a microphone, turned on my 48 volts because it's a condenser mic, and I've got my metronome turned on. So now I'm going to record that track. It will count me in, and then I'm going to count out the first 2 measures. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. I've created my count-in track, and I'm going to take it and trim it to where it's just 2 measures long. And there I have it. It will count in the song. Of course, I've got my headphones on so I can hear everything I'm doing. Now I've hooked up an instrument cable, and at the other end of that instrument cable is my trusty bass. and I'm going to record a bass track. So here I am in track view. I'm going to hit this plus button down here, and once again I'm going to select microphone. And this is going to come up, my record screen again. Once again, I'm going to choose to take my compression off and take my vocal hall off, if I can. There we go. And I'm going to turn on monitoring. I'm going to go to track view for a moment, and I'm going to change the name of this track to bass. I still have my metronome on, and if I just play it, it sounds like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. So I can play along with that and practice if I want, or I can just record my track. So I've got the pointer positioned all the way at the beginning of the song. If I hit record at this point, it's going to count me in, and then I'll start playing. So now I've recorded my little bass track, and the first thing I want to do, is very important, is just to go ahead and exit the program, and that saves what you've done. Now I can go back in to my file, which I've called demo, and I can add another track. And go through the same process with that. I'll go in and I'll rename it. To guitar. And then click done. I'll click on the microphone, get my record screen up, and set my settings the way I like them. And I'll turn on monitoring. And now I'll set up my microphone and stuff so that I can record my guitar. Now, once I have a bass track down, I feel like I don't need a metronome anymore. So I'm going to go in and turn that off. Then I'm going to go into my record screen and turn on monitoring. And I'm ready to go. I add another track, which I call lead guitar. 1, 2, 3, and I got a song. 1, 2, ready, go. There you are. Now, once you get your track created, you're going to want to export it to a music file so that you can actually use it. You can actually share it. So to do that, you go to this screen, and you have to be able to get to where you can hit this thing and hit select, and then you find your file, which in this case is called demo. And now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit the little share icon, and I'm going to pick song, and I'm going to say share. Oh, medium. I don't want medium quality. I want high quality. There we go. High quality, share. Now this screen pops up, and this is kind of odd, but this works for me. So hit open in, and you'll see it start to compile your song. And it'll sit there and it'll work on it. Might be a little hard to see on your screen. And when it's done, it'll come up and say, okay, here we go. What do you want to do with this? And I say, I want to save it to files. Is it good enough? This is called demo. Is that a good enough name? I'm going to change it to demo 1. And I'm going to say done. And I'm going to say save. And now, with any luck, I'm going to say done again, by the way. Yeah, thank you. With any luck, I'll go over here to Files, and what did I call that? Demo CBC. Here we go. Here's Demo 1, the music file, and it's ready to rock. In order to work in GarageBand, you kind of need to know how to get around. This is a tracks view where we've got all of our tracks lined up, and you can select the different track you want to work on, but just by touching it over here. You can also select a recorded track and work with it. So we have tracks view. If I click on settings, I can select track controls, and on the left, for whatever track I have selected, then I've got my output levels. I can mute it, I can send it just to headphones, I can pan it left or right, I can compress it, I can change the treble and bass, the echo, reverb, that type of thing. And then I can also access plugins and use different effects from the plugins on that track. If I click on the microphone, then the record screen comes up. On the left is the input level, and on the right is the output level for that track, and it's also where you can select monitor. If you have a mixer or some type of recording device hooked up, you can click on that and select monitor. I'm going to go back to track view here. It's a good idea to name your tracks. Like in these, I have rhythm guitar, bass, lead vocals. You can do all kinds of editing. You can stretch out your time scale, and if you want to edit, that really helps it a lot. So you can stretch out time, and so you can do stuff like, let's say, okay, so this bass part doesn't start till over here, but I've got all this time I was recording. I can click on it and grab the end of it and pull the end over there. And now that bass part's not going to start until right there. So if I had some kind of noise out there, it's gone now. So if I double click on this track, wait a minute, let me get my pointer where I want it. I'll put a pointer right there. There we go. I double click on this track and select split. Now the little split thing comes up, and I can grab that and I can split that track in two. Now this part over here, maybe I don't want that. And I'll double click it and say delete, and boom, it's gone. I might have something in one track that I want to move to another. Classic situation to that might be I might want to cut a solo out of a track and move it to another track so I can use different effects and volume on it. So let's say this section right here was a guitar solo or something I wanted. So I double click on it. Let me get around here. I double click on it. I say split. I grab the little scissors and pull it down. I split it. Then I select that part I want to move, and I grab it, pull it down to the other track. A couple things that I haven't gotten around to mention yet. Do not use Bluetooth. Bluetooth has a delay. You don't want to record using Bluetooth, or your tracks will be all out of sync. So when you listen with your headphones, you can use headphones that are attached by a wire. Or I have some old-fashioned wireless headphones that work, they're analog, and they work great. You cannot use Bluetooth, or it will be out of sync. There's a difference between recording from a dead stop or punching in a recording. So to punch in, if the song is playing, you can hit record at any time. Your record screen will come up and you'll be recording. This little thing will turn red. And you'll have a recording. This is a great opportunity to use the undo button. Voila. But if you record from a dead stop, it will give you a little count in. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, 3, 4, and then it's recorded. So that's about it for now. Hope that helps.